Now it is time for xLCD assembly. Time to give the printer a face. So we've got not too many parts left now, it's getting a lot easier to find the parts. So there are two versions of this thing. So this is the LCD board. I need to take a look at this and decide whether I've got a version A or a version B. And because of the little gold tab up here on the top left, I've got a version A. So that means that you skip about half the steps in this procedure, and it's probably going to be pretty short. So I need the LCD board, I need the earth tab, I need 4 M3NS, I need M3 by 8, that's 6, M3 by 8, yeah, this is actually the first time I'm using M3 by 8. Those, and I need some plastic and some side rails. So here are my side rails. Here are the holes for the M3NS nuts. These are printed just about perfectly. They're going in without too much effort, and they're not falling out. Install the X reflector sticker. Alright, so this looks like one of those highly reflective things that you get on bike helmets. And oh, yeah, okay, so I need to get this out too. And here is the faceplate, and I'll hold it like this. Looks like the sticker needs to go down there. This comes off very easily. There's an extra sticker in the spare package. That's nice. Lines up with one side and both edges of the gutter. And the place where it sticks is actually curved, and I think I'm going to need to press that down in there. Press it all the way down into the gutter. As I'm pressing it down, just moving it along a bit to create a bubble. I don't think the bubble would matter because this is going to be diffusing the LEDs all along, and it wouldn't show up, but I'm going to lift it up and make sure it's all smooth anyway. Okay, and I can feel that it's nice and curved and sticking very nicely to the bottom of the plastic. So, next up, take this and take one side, and that is no So looking at this, the little bulge there is somewhere around here. That looks like it lines up with the USB, maybe, or maybe not, but I'm just going to use it to locate or identify which part goes on this side, and that's it. So line up the hole in the plastic part with the PCB board. There it is. The recess for the LCD support right in the cover. Okay. Make sure you hook on the, make sure the hook, oh yeah, so there's the hook. Alright, so secure the not really seeing how this can be secured with an M3x8 screw, because there's nothing to screw into. Oh no, it goes into the LCD cover. Yeah, alright. It's a little bit of a tight fit. So I'm going to get that. Exactly in the right spot. And then this little tab here should fit into that little recess there. And there it is. And the potentiometer shaft has to go through. Okay, and that is, yeah, that is in. Secure it with one screw. Installing the PE Fast On. There you go. All the time I've used these, I didn't know they were called a Fast On. Install with M3x8. This needs to be pointing to the right. Trouble with things you hold with one screw, they always go crooked as you tighten the screw. Not that it would matter. Just a little bit, it wouldn't matter. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, looks like this one is a very simple screw fit. There is no slots or holes or patterns to fit into. I'm really looking forward to this LCD, the old 4-line display on the Mark III or 5-line or whatever it was. It looked so, I don't know, 1995. Now, cable time. Great big earth cable, that's a new one. Ribbon cable, glad it's in one piece this time. These also look kind of expensive compared to your regular 2.54 or 0.1 inch headers. And N3x10 for these. The xLCD package might display an image of the PE cable that has round connectors on each end. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, so there's the two round connectors, and there's the one fast on and one round connector. So connect the LCD cable to the LCD board. Note the safety latch. So the safety latch, which is the side with the red stripe on the cable, must be attached to the side with the triangle. Okay, and that clicks in. All right, that was a good positive fit. Take the end of the PE cable with the square connector, slide the connector onto the PE fast on. Okay, fits, and the little dimple there is clicked into the hole, so it's not going to come off. Now go to step 21, so we're skipping steps 12 through 20 because they refer to the B version of the LCD panel. The knob. The knob is the first thing I'll be changing. But for now, it's just going to be a stock Mark IV. It says there is a flat part. There's not really a flat part here until you get right to the edge. I don't know, it looks like just a friction fit to me. Now attaching the LCD assembly. So, time to bring the printer up again. There are 4 holes in the front plate of the printer's frame. Insert these screws through them. Alright, I will do that, but in this position they're just going to fall out, so I think I'll put them in one at a time. We can see that the cables go down. Two, three, 4. That's just the first few threads of each. It's also going to be really nice to just plug in a USB drive here, or, well, if I even do that anymore, because now it's Wi-Fi and Ethernet also. So Maybe I won't need it. Tighten all 4 screws. And the printer has a face. Now guiding the cable, guiding the LCD cable. Guide all the cables through the clips in the LCD frame. Can't even see what's going on there because it's facing away from me, but I can feel it should go in. I think it's getting hung up on a little bump halfway up. Oh, I see. One of the cables went behind the clip. That's why I wouldn't go in. And there, all the clips, all the cable is through that clip. Next thing is to attach cables to the power supply. It does say that the, where are the cables? For this step, you need power supply cover, need a pair of power cables, and I need a power panic cable. And the power panic, well, obviously the connector has changed, but there's a little note here to say that the color of the power panic cable has gone to black and white. It was black and white on the Mark III, so it looks the same to me. Now, connecting PSU. Place the printer so you have easy access. Yep. Remove the left screw on the PSU circuit board. Okay, so that's that one there, which is not the 4 power terminals. This will be the ground wire. Take the single end of the PE, not the forked end, because the forked end doesn't reach. A single end of the PE, and I'm going to do it so that the bend goes down so that this stays flat. So pretty tight fit there. And that is good and tight. So then that will head into the buddy board. Guide the PE cable so it doesn't interfere with the threaded column under the PE connector. Okay, good point, because that is where the printer cover has to go. So there is the threaded column, and there is the PE connector, and there is where it fits, and in fact that's okay. Next up, power cables. Power cables connecting one by one. Terminal screws are on the PSU already, correct? Loosen them, don't take them out. I don't think they actually come out. I think if you take them out, they hit a kind of a squashed part of the thread. I'm not going to pull them out completely just to have a look, because if there is a squashed part of the thread, then I'd be deforming that squashed part of the thread, and they're not supposed to come out. But anyway, up to there you can see it raises a little metal platform. The spade connector goes under the metal platform, and we have two positive ends, two negative ends. It's really obvious. Red is always positive and black is always negative, and you really have to work hard to get that wrong. Okay. Do not connect any cables yet. Wait till you have been prompted. Okay, I'm going to see if I get prompted. I'm going to get prompted now. Take two red wires. Okay, one. One red wire into one positive terminal. Another red wire into a positive terminal. Tighten nicely, but not too tight. Take the black wires, slide them into the negative terminal. There we go. For a free screwdriver in a kit, that is a good screwdriver. It's got a good grip, it's got a good correctly sized head. You always want to use the biggest screwdriver head that will fit into the screw so it's secure. And that is a good screwdriver. I'm going to hold on to that one. Take the black wires. Okay, check all connections again. Red wire, black wire. Yeah, it's right. Otherwise there is a risk of damage to the printer and its surroundings. Connecting the power panic. The power panic here, you can see that this is wobbly. It's the weakest part of the entire printer, in my opinion. It's the first thing that broke on my Mark 3S. My Mark 3 ended up having this black thing pull out, and it was probably my fault while the pins stayed on the board. But you know, reaching around behind the printer trying to disengage that little latch, I didn't disengage it fully, and then the whole black thing came off. It ended up, I ended up putting it back on the pins and then surrounding it with some epoxy resin to keep it in place. Not ideal, but this is a really dodgy little connector. Delta should really improve that. That clicks in. All right, that's the same locking connector that was used on a lot of places in the Mark III. And if you don't disturb it, it's fine. So then getting this cover on, tuck that wire in. Push that down. And that is going to be a pair of M3x10s. Note the holes are quite deep. Yes, they are. Secure. All right, guiding the Z motor right cable. Back onto the other side. The Z motor right cable. That's where I was. Okay, it's cable tie time. Here is the Z motor right cable. It needs to go through that little notch there, and I want to use a cable tie to make it go through there, through those two little holes. Which are a little bit difficult to find because it's dark and, well, it's not dark, but it's not really light and everything's black. Yeah. Picture actually shows the cable tie capturing the cable on both sides, so I'm going to do it that way just because that's the way the manual shows it. I don't know if I really would do it that way myself, you know, to firmly pull both sides of the wire down over the metal frame, but I guess as long as I don't drag it too tight, it's okay. There it is. Doesn't have to be tight. Continue downwards and create the next loop. Guiding the power cable bundle. So the power cable is going to go through here, and that needs to move along a bit. And this one, move that along too. They're all through. That actually will sit on the ground there, but I guess I'm not too worried. Go through the next one. It's going to be a bit easier if that gets slid down a bit. Okay, first green wire, power panic, the power cables, gotcha. Then bring this back up to the frame to bring these close to the frame. I like that. Then cable ties again. All of these cables can be cable tied. P and power cables at the bottom of the bundle. Yep. Well, hang on. Okay. Oh, okay, so bottom meaning bottom when the printer is upright. Yep. So that'll tend to keep the Z-axis motor in there like that. Okay. So there it is. This is really worth spending some time on and making it neat, because I don't know, I guess you don't always appreciate your beautiful cable routing, but you certainly will be bothered by it if you didn't do it. Once again, not too tight. The nylon of the cable tie will easily cut the insulation of that wire if you drag it too tight. Okay, so I don't want the printer LCD to be in the way. So keep going and include the Y motor cable. Where am I? Continue guiding. Fold the LCDs under the bundle. Okay, so it was under. And this will also come under that notch. That's just about exactly the right length. It's really pretty good planing. And this one is going to need to come up like this. Yep. So continue guiding toward the X by D, include the Y motor cable in the bundle. Here is the Y motor cable. Yeah, okay, so the Y motor cable needs to just come straight across, because it will all route in and up the side. Now over here, I'm going to unplug that cable because it's coming right, I don't know how it got in the middle of the PE cable, but it is. So here are the power cables. These cables all need to go to the terminals on the bottom of the board. This bundle all needs to go up the side of the printer. And turn this under here. Try and keep it somewhat flat. Okay. This would be so much harder if that cable wasn't split. It would be easier if the cable was split again, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, and secure it with another tie to the frame. Right, 4 power cables. Power panic goes down on the right. Yep. And this all goes through here. Leave the ends of the cables free for now. Okay. I think that is all it's telling me to do for right now. It wants me to put these things in these clips. This one has to go flatter. Okay. I think that I'm going to make this one go over like that, and then it can bend inwards. This cable, this clip can come over further, and yep, that looks good. Oh, I didn't get my Y cable in there, not to worry. Got heaps of cable ties. Put these in. They're really quite a beefy clip. A little bit hard to get things under there sometimes. And this is maybe why they're not 3D printed, because that would be a lot more brittle. Especially if they were not at the right, printed in the right direction. I don't think that they're going to go under both clips. Otherwise that cable would be too short. So I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to chop that cable tie. Include the Y axis motor in the bundle. And that continues on like this. And one more on this side. Okay, and those two are done. Not too tight. connect X and Y motor cables. Here goes the X-axis again. Obviously some of these have already been connected. I'm going to disconnect them and go through the procedure. Now, the X-axis motor cable, put it in the first slot on the left. It's really turned around exactly the wrong way. Okay, X is in. Connect the Y motor cable to the second slot from the left. So where is the Y? Okay, marked with a Y. Thank you. They have made this a really nice kit to put together. Okay, Y, tuck it in, under everything. Can go in up there behind the board, behind the X cable, and it is nicely out of the way. So the Y goes next. Now connecting PSU parts, I have a bag here, I think, called power terminal screw. I need 4 of those. And it looks like the kit has been improved a little because it tells me I need to insert the washers on the screws, but the washers, power terminal screws. Oh, okay, so these are 632 Imperial. All right. Need 1 washer. M3W. And need 1 drop some screws, I'll get those later. Where is that screw? M3/6R, so that must mean round. Need 1. Okay, there it is. And some cable ties. Connecting the PSU cables. This will be secure this cable here really? Huh. Okay, this one should not go through there because it needs to come up and go there. Once again, turning it around so that the bend goes upwards. All right. And this is a Torx. guide it so it does not interfere with the threaded hole under the buddy board, and it doesn't. Let's check the fit. Don't think that will interfere. We shall see. Now, tight enough. Next up, power connections. Power in, we can see that, oh, that's a really tight fit. All right, going to put in one negative. And one positive. Then another negative. So a lot of discussion on EEV blog recently about crimping versus soldering. And crimping is better if you're in an environment where there are vibrations, such as a car, because solder that flows up the strands of the wire through capillary action will tend to be brittle, and any flexing there will make the wire break. In a 3D printer, I guess that applies. It looks like these are crimped with a proper crimper, so I guess I'll be happy about these. Next, connect the power panic to the white connector. Here it is. Which way does it go? Okay, goes that way. Click. So we've got red, black, happy with that. Divide the cable bundle into two parts. All right, well, I see now what I was supposed to do here. I'm going to move this cable bundle over. I didn't get that cable in. I'm going to undo that and fix it. And this one, I'm going to take out. Put it over here. Which way does it go? Nope. Yep. All right. Okay, that goes there. Cable bundle, that one gets secured with a cable tie. Maybe I should have put the cable tie in first. Too tight. Okay. Good thing though, generous with the cable ties. I'll leave that for a little while. Okay, Z motor left. Actually, right now I'm just going to fix this cable because I did not get the PE cable under there. That would be, I guess that stands for power earth. Pretty hard to see these holes. Even harder to see the end of the cable tie. Alright, you go up there. You go there. And that is better. Now Z motor left, here it is, Z motor left, comes through. Wow, how did that get so untwisted? Alright, Z motor left has a very short run. Comes through here, gets secured in the same way as the other side. Nice and loose. Done. Alright, extrude a main cable. This, turn that around itself a little bit because it's kind of messy, although nowhere near as messy as the Mark III used to be. In fact, this is really very neat. Okay, there's the Y, it should go on the other side of the Y. Arrange the cables according to the picture. I think I have missed a step in plugging in the LCD, so I'm going to plug that in now. Looks like the safety latch for the LCD is on this side. that is in, that is in. Cable ties are still ready to do up there. Try and keep these separated from going under places they shouldn't go under. All right, tighten the cable bundle. Really? What about this guy? Oh, okay, so I did miss that step. My fault. Okay, then go ahead, connect the Z axis left. All right, Z axis, that's the Y, Z axis right. In the MMU, I do not have, I'm not sure if I'm going to have, I'm actually going to chop this cable tie and route the two access cables here under that LCD, because they should be connected there too. And then the edges of the metal there are a little bit sharp, I think. It's really hard to pull that cable tie through. I totally got that one around the wrong way. So once again, form the curve. Makes it much easier if it's going to come out of there away from the metal housing. Grab the tail. Bring it through. Being quite gentle. The other thing about pulling the cable ties down too tight is if you need to cut them, it can be pretty hard to get between the cable tie and the thing that you want to cut, and with the result that you end up cutting something you shouldn't. So that is completely connected now. I'm not so happy with that display cable. I think it's still sitting up too high. I am going to do something that's not in the book. I am going to put cable tie through that one and through that one. And the cable tie is going to go under there. Okay, those cables go through there. And that cable tie does up. And fastening that cable tie between those two clips rather than to just one clip. I think that will be a lot neater. I can just bring that through, get that down a little bit. And I think that is pretty neat. That's flat, it's not perfect in the box here. I mean, I'm not going to be posting this in any cable porn forums, but that's good. Do I want to turn on sticky keys? Well, no, not ever. Password again. Thanks, Windows. All right, extruder main cable done. Yep, everything is done. And once again, I spurn the gummy bears. I say no gummy bears, no thank you. That's the second last part. Well, third last part, y-axis, and then the final tune-up. So, yeah, I think I'm really close. This is going pretty well. Once again, I nearly have a 3D printer. See you next time.